are listening to Africa Business Radio. For up-to-date insights on the African business landscape, log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio. Towards a profitable Africa.
Towards a profitable Africa, and you're still with me, Ngobani Mzizi, right here on Africa Business Radio. Business Today in Africa is the name of the show, and if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to drop us a tweet on Africa BIZ Radio. That's Africa BIZ Radio, and I will surely read your tweet on air. And if you've got any questions to any of our panel, any of our guests, that I've just come off with, you are more than welcome to do that. And now moving straight over to our next conversation of this evening, and on the line joining me is Mr. Quinton McCutcheon, and I hope I've pronounced his surname correctly. Please don't strangle me. Quinton McCutcheon, who is the head of EcoStuxure, which is one of the companies at Schneider Electric. Thank you so much, Quinton, for joining us this evening, and welcome to Business Today in Africa.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Quinton, look, I mean, last week in the introduction of the show this evening, I did give my listeners a brief background as to why I've decided to have this, because you will give more perspective as to who EcoStuxure is in the bigger scheme of things around Schneider Electric. But last week we had a very intense and detailed conversation around the fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence, and data analytics and the likes. And it was so fitting that today we continue on that particular part, and that is why we decided this evening to have a conversation around this. So it would really be very important for you to explain to us what EcoStuxure is in the bigger scheme of things and how it fits into Schneider Electric's varying services and product offering.
Yeah, perfect. So Schneider, has been around for just over 175 years, and we've always been really focused around energy management and automation. And, starting in the late 60s, we introduced the first PLC, and really EcoStuxure is, I suppose, the culmination of, our own digital transformation. So today, what EcoStuxure is an ecosystem for Schneider that we use to add value to our customers. So to break it down, it's really four key concepts. The first one is the actual platform itself, which is really an architecture that we use, where we've taken the learnings from a number of projects that we've done globally over the last 50 odd years, and adapted that to, what the future looks like. So we, as you mentioned, there's a lot of stuff around edge computing, cloud computing, machine learning, AI, and all of these things on new mega trends that are impacting what we have been doing for the last 50 years. Today, customers are expecting more than just having an energy management system or automation system. They want to take advantage of, cloud technologies, and so EcoStuxure is that platform. But the platform on its own, doesn't really help us. We also have, 15,000 application engineers around the world that are fully competent in specific market segments. So, mining being one of the key ones for us in Africa, and specifically in South Africa. It's also a community where we don't want to do everything ourselves, otherwise we would never get anywhere. And so we created this community where our partners and our customers can co-develop on this platform. And then lastly, it's also a software approach where we enable either our own engineers or our customers to design, build, operate, and maintain the assets that they're investing in.
So then it's a joint effort. I then take it from the people that you have inside. You've got partners who do it, as well as some of your clients who may also want to contribute into making this EcoStuxure system work for themselves as well. They're also able to give input into it.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think the challenge is today is that there is no cookie cutter approach to building a factory, right? So
yes.
We provide the tools that our customers can use. If they want to build their own solution, they're more than welcome to, and it's open enough for them to integrate third-party technologies, so they're not stuck with only using Schneider.
Yes.
And at the same time, if they have the capability, they can extend that beyond what we supplied them in the toolkit.
All right. So can you just talk to us a little bit on the application in the mining industry, the one that you have for the mining industry? Because we talked to this on the backdrop of the electro mining that is happening this weekend. We'll get into that a little bit. Can you just talk to the app in the mining industry?
Yeah, no problem. So, when we talk about EcoStuxure, we always talk about innovation at every level. So, the 3 levels of EcoStuxure are really the connected products that transform the physical world to digital. There's the edge, and then there's the cloud.
Okay.
And what we're doing is cloud is really where IoT comes into its own. So the first thing that we talk about when we talk to mining customers is about their end-to-end value chain and how we integrate that value chain. Legacy has shown that the mine sites and the mining operations typically don't talk to the plant. The plant don't talk to the transportation. So, whether it be Transnet or trucking companies, could be in-house trucking company. So one of the things that we're doing is integrated value chain optimization, enabling each of these business units to communicate with each other and share information so that they can optimize and be more efficient. The second one is around production optimization, and this is really around reducing waste in the process. So increasing uptime, increasing production performance, ensuring that the plants are operating at the capacity that they were originally built for, and if not, identifying why not, and then being able to take corrective actions. The third one, again, talks a lot to machine learning and artificial intelligence, and it's around the ability to predict failures before they occur, so that they can be planned for, and, we can have controlled shutdowns, we can perform controlled maintenance, and thereby, maintaining customer satisfaction, because, even a mine, they've got customers,
yes,
and if they go offline, they can't deliver the product, and it could be ESCOM, as an example, who don't receive their coal if we have an unpredicted failure. And then the fourth one is around the workforce transformation, where 75% of workers in 2025 will be millennials, and these guys, are all digital natives.
Yes.
They expect to have great tools and technology to use, and so what we do is we leverage EcoStuxure to make workers more mobile, give them information at their fingertips, push them notifications, and make it easier for them to do their jobs without the traditional approach of centralized control rooms with two-way radios and having communication on two-way radios. So those are really some of the key applications that we enable through the EcoStuxure platform.
I mean, for competitors of you or any other organization that are failing to adapt or move into this fourth industrial revolution phase that we are seeing in this world, what do you think will be their biggest challenge right now?
Look, I mean, the world is already digital. So, things are changing at a tremendous rate. And for companies that aren't embracing this, I think the challenge is that they're going to fall behind. Their infrastructure is going to fall behind. They're not going to be able to handle the speed of change, the volumes of data that are being created. And, if they're not re-architecting their infrastructure, they won't be able to leverage the capabilities that cloud computing brings. And with cloud computing, again, we're leveraging things like AI and machine learning to learn things that we didn't know. And ultimately, I think companies that aren't embracing it will lose their competitive advantage, and either, potentially go out of business or be acquired by somebody who sees, an attraction of those companies and knows how to fix it. But really, today companies should be embracing this technology and looking for these new business models. I think for South Africa in particular, we have an opportunity where we're not necessarily pulled back by all the legacy infrastructure that some of the first world countries have. And so I think South African companies really have a tremendous opportunity to become, global players and compete on a global stage.
The electromining conference is taking place this week, and I think it started today and ending on Friday the 14th. Is there anything specific that you may be launching at that particular conference?
Yeah, look, so we always have new launches that we like to talk about. I'll mention one or two of them. So the first one is around connecting what we call the previously disconnected. So if you imagine your DB, your breakers in your house, today those are not really connected. So we're launching a product called PowerTag, and PowerTag gives you the ability to connect those breakers in your DB and give them the ability to communicate back to a central gateway, so that you can start monitoring things like voltage. So that's quite interesting. Some of the other ones are EcoStuxure Asset Advisor, which gives us cloud capability to predict equipment failure. And then Power Advisor, which is the last one I'll mention, is all about predicting instability in your networks, and again, also being able to identify when you are operating inefficiently. And then as a part of that, we offer services where we can provide, feedback to customers and give recommendations on how to actually take corrective action before serious failures occur.
Very, very interesting development, very interesting launches that you'll be making. Where can our listeners get more information around these apps and around some of the advancements that you are making as EcoStuxure?
Yep. So we've actually just migrated to a new short letter domain on our website. So our website is now www.se.com/ZA.
Okay.
So all of our information is there. Obviously, we're going very digital. So, we ensure that all our catalogs are on there. We've also launched a new app called My Schneider. It can be found on the Google Play store as well as the Apple iStore. And again, that gives you the ability to look up all data sheets, catalogs, brochures, pricing, stock and availability. So we're really pushing quite heavily towards digitizing and giving people the ability to access our information. The last thing that I'll mention was that we're also launching at this event, which is the community aspect of EcoStuxure, is our Schneider Exchange platform for South Africa. So that's on exchange.se.com. And this is really a place where anybody can register, start building their own applications, put them on our store, and actually, start to generate revenue from applications that they've developed.
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much, Quinton McCutcheon, for joining us this evening. And I'll try and make a turn at the convention or at the electromining and see some of these things that you're talking about.
Great, thanks. I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Cheers,
Cheers. Okay, bye-bye.
Cheers, bye. All right, Quinton McCutcheon, the head of EcoStuxure at SE or Schneider Electric, just speaking to us around the developments at EcoStuxure, Schneider Electric, and what is exactly that they are offering, talking about the fourth industrial revolution. And we speak this on the backdrop of the conversation we had last week with Mr. Sabelo Mien. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll try and cross over to Cindy, who at this moment I'm having quite some difficulty getting a hold of, according to my producer. But nonetheless, we'll see what else we can present after this break. Don't go anywhere. Ngobani Mzizi, Business Today in Africa, the show, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be back with you a little bit after this. Don't go anywhere.
From east to west and north to south, for all your latest business news, tune into Business Today in Africa every Monday on Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.